Hello, 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 and welcome to the best melee Hive Scum build. These are the weapons and these are the curios that you need going into the talents so you can copy them as well, and the stim that you want. Now let me quickly explain the very important things about this build. At the very beginning of the game, you want to be injecting yourself with stims off cooldown non-stop. That's until you reach 3 stacks of chemical dependency, because chemical dependency gives you a lot of cool stats like ability cooldown reduction, crit chance, and toughness damage reduction. Now, the reason why you want to be non-stop spamming your stim is because your stim is on a very high cooldown, and actually by the time it goes off cooldown, your chem dependency stack will be almost depleted, and you don't want it to deplete because you want to stack it up. So between it depleting and your stim becoming available from cooldown, you have around 10 to 15 seconds window in which you need to inject your stim. If you want to, you can remove these or just one of these in order to increase this window and be able to spam more of your stim. But from personal experimentation with this build, I did not find it beneficial enough for me to do that. Having a strong stim benefits you extremely hard in boss fights and tough horde situations, because it gives you not only damage, as you can see, crit chance and damage, but also toughness, instant toughness replenishment, additional toughness replenishment on hit and kills, and damage reduction. Speaking of damage reduction, this build has all the possible damage reduction nodes, 15% from here, 20% from here, and it also has all the possible survivability nodes, street toughness from here, and burst of energy from here, this but a scratch, nimble, and jittery. So this gives you really good tankiness, survivability, alongside with all the possible and most beneficial damage nodes for your melee weapon, and compatibility, of course. This build also takes into account the nimble and jittery in terms of survivability, because with the Shivs you have a very, very nice dodge, and you can spam it with because you have jittery, meaning you become basically invincible, because as long as you're dodging, you cannot take any damage. And now, why these pistols? The reasons why you want to use these pistols is because they have extremely nice ammo economy, meaning you will never run out of ammo, and they are extremely versatile and strong. Now, what I mean by versatile is that, as you can see, I'm very far away from the target, and if I try to shoot it, I miss. But if you were wondering what this special action does, this special action increases your accuracy at long ranges. So if you do this, you will kill your target from 1,000 meters. And also you can run and shoot at your target and kill them very fast as well. These guns just excel extremely hard at killing specialists, maniacs, not ragers. Don't try and kill. You can kill the rager obviously with it, but it's just not as great. You can just use your weapon on range, Shivs on the ragers. But for ranged targets that are far away from you, you can just sprint, run, dodge at them and kill them with your pistols. And for trappers and flamers and things you just generally don't want to be near, you should use your pistols. They're very good at killing maulers as well, but you have your shivs for that purpose as well. So use these for ranged targets and specialists and maniacs. For everything else, you want to have your dependency stacks up on 3. Once you have them up on 3, you can choose when to use your next stim, because you have the whole third stack of chem dependency running on 90 seconds. And then you also have the second stack of chem dependency running, which is another 90 seconds for you to choose when to use your stim. This build runs perfectly well with just 2 stacks of chem dependency. And you should pretty much strive on having your third stack mostly in hard situations for when you also want to use your stim. So extremely hard horde spam situations and boss fights, that's when you want to be on 3 chem dependency stacks and use your stim at the same time. That's why very early in the game, like I said, you want to spam the stim, so you get 3 stacks. For your shivs, like I said, they gave you extreme amount of survivability, very nice damage, very nice crits. They are extremely big on crits. They're the best crit weapon for some reason. I think it should be nerfed. I think crits on shivs shouldn't be better than the bone saw. As you can see, the bone saw is somehow worse on crits, which is absolutely stupid. It should be better on crits. And of course, the shivs are much easier to use than the bone saw. So in situations where you have a mixed horde, you can either be spamming your light attacks if you are prioritizing survivability, or if you're prioritizing damage, you should be doing your heavy attacks. Now you will be doing a lot more damage in actual combat because you have 45 to 55% crit chance combined with all your crit chance nodes, and your stim bringing you to 55 crit chance. And like I said, this weapon hits very hard with crits, and also once you crit, it will add a bleed stack, which also activates your mercy killer, which activates another 60% weak spot damage on top of the 25% weak spot damage from sweet spot, and the general increase of weak spot damage from just being a weak spot. For mixed hordes, you have 3 grenades because you have the extra pouches, and whenever you have a mixed horde, you just want to put this little grenade under their feet and start whacking them, and they will start exploding and transferring more stacks due to splash damage onto targets near them. And this will dispose of any hard horde situations very easily, as long as you are using your grenade in an efficient manner. So whenever there is a choke point and you see most enemies or all the enemies going through this choke point that is about the size of this AoE, that's where you want to use this gem grenade. You don't want to use it in an open area like this and have the mobs rushing at you from all places. You want to use it on a choke point. And as you've probably noticed, I've only shown you the damage without the combat ability, and it's already huge damage. considering that you haven't seen, like, with 45% crit chance, basically your every second, but most of the time your every first attack is a crit, giving you insane damage. But combined with the Rampage combat ability, which gives you more melee power, melee attack speed, another 25% damage reduction to you as well on top of all of these, bringing you to around 60 or 70 damage reduction in total. Yeah. So you become very tanky with your Rampage ability on, and at the same time you gain a lot of damage. So, but you can spam this. You actually can spam this ability because it's on low cooldown, and you have another 30% ability cooldown reduction from chemical dependency. So you can definitely spam this ability. The most effective way I've seen using it is to kind of use it more on the defensive side. So you have this street tough ability. So whenever you get hit by something, it will fall down or get kind of like staggered. And then while street tough is on cooldown, that's when you wanna look for be vigilant for a tough situation that you could encounter, like you see a lot of ragers running at you, or there is a lot of maulers and crushers around you, and that's actually when you want to use your Rampage ability as both a offense and defensive weapon, because it knocks down all the targets, giving you ample time to kill them very easily while they're knocked down. And this works on all mobs, including bosses. So it's very OP. So you want to use it actually as both a defensive and offensive ability, instead of just brainlessly spamming it. Okay? Although you actually can, like I said, you can spam it because you have a lot of cooldown reduction from here and from your curios. But you want to use it intelligently. That's what I'm talking about. Right. Make sure you have the correct mark. You don't want these are bad. You want these. And that's about it for this build. I think I'm missing something, but I'm not quite sure. I think I talked about everything that is of importance. Oh yeah, the thing I'm missing. You have the special action of the Shivs. You can use it on targets that you feel that are like kind of too far away for you to reach and kill them. And these stacks, they regenerate 2 stacks per elite killed. So as long as you're killing elites, you have a lot of these stacks. And generally, as you are the DPS of the team with this build, you will constantly be having these stacks, so you want to be constantly using them, but especially on bosses for additional DPS. So if you use it on a boss, you will be getting another 300 DPS per second on the boss, which is insane. And like I said, they're infinite. As long as you're killing elites, you always have them, so there is no reason not to use them on priority targets and bosses. So that's it for the build. Enjoy it. This is the strongest and tankiest possible melee build that you can possibly have, especially considering your stim, your combat ability, giving you another 25%, 20% from here, and another 15% from here. Yeah, this is the best melee DPS build you can have on Hive Scum. Enjoy.